guys, so if you're watching this video, maybe you need it for a little bit more review on those rational exponents, what they look like, how they work, and multiple ways that you can do it, as well as maybe some practice with number 11 that should help you get through number 13. Okay? All right, so let's start with rational exponents first. So the rule was that anything raised to the power and then inside of a root means that it is a to the, now the exponent is the numerator and the root is the denominator. Okay, so it would be raised to the m over n. Likewise, you can go backwards. So if you have a to the m over n, you can write it like this. Okay. Now, using all of those rules of properties, you can also write it as the nth root of that number raised to the m power. And this is actually how I do a lot of these problems because they're easier and a little bit faster. Okay, let me show you an example. So let's say you had 4 to the 3 halves power. You need to go figure that out. Okay, so what you do is you write it as a square root. Okay, so option number 1 is to write it this way. And so you're going to write 4, remember numerator is the exponent, so 4 to the third, and then the 2 is the root. Remember with square roots, you don't have to put the tiny little 2 inside there, it's just implied. Okay, so if you get your handy dandy calculator out and you type in 4 to the third power, okay, you're going to get a 64. And the square root of 64 is 8, okay? Option number 2 to evaluate this is to do the root first. So do the square root of 4. Remember, the denominator is the root, which is why it's a square root, and then raise it to the exponent, or to the third power. So the square root of 4, I don't need to do in my calculator. I know that that is 2. And 2 cubed, again, I don't need my calculator for it. I know that it's 8. Okay? All right, let's do that again. So how about 16 to the 5/4? Okay, so again, option number 1 is to write it 16 to the 5th, and then the 4th root of that. Or you can write the 4th root of 16 and do to the 5th power. Now, I don't know what 16 to the 5th power is. I'd have to type that into my calculator. And when I do, I get this big old honking number, 1,048,576. And we're going to do the 4th root of that. So I have to go into my math menu, go down to number 5, which has an X, but I have to put the 4 in there first. So I put a 4th root. I'm going to go down to number 5 so that I'm doing the 4th root. See how it looks like that? And then I'm going to type in that answer and I get 32. Okay, watch how much faster this is without. I know that the 4th root of 16 is 2, and then 2 to the 5th power is 32. Okay? All right, the next thing that I wanted to go over with you was number 11, and this should help you get started on number 13, okay? So they give us a formula for the resting heart rate of animals, okay? So it's generally what their resting heart rate would be. For a cat that has a mass of 4 kilograms and a dog that has a mass of 25 kilograms, we want to know how much faster, or I'm sorry, how many times faster is the heart rate of a cat than the dog. Okay, so how many times faster? That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and plug these masses in and go solve. So we're going to do 240 times 4 to the negative 1/4. And then I'm going to do 240 times 25 to the negative 1/4. Now listen, order of operations, you have to do exponents first. Okay, I caution you when you go to type this into any calculator that you have, okay, that you put and figure out what negative 1/4 is either first or put it in parentheses. Okay, the calculator is only as smart as you tell it to be. Okay, So when you do 4 to the negative 1/4, you should get 0.707. If you did 4 to the negative 0.25, which is the decimal for negative 1/4, you should also get 0.707. Okay, so we have 240 times that 0.707. Get a more accurate picture. I'm just going to leave that big number in the calculator and let the calculator figure it out just to get a more accurate number. So I have 169.71. Okay, that's the resting heart rate for a cat. Let's go do the same thing for the dog. So now we're going to do 25 to the negative 1/4 power, which is 0.447. Again, to get it more accurate, I'm going to leave that decimal in there and just hit times 240. So the resting heart rate of a dog is about 107.33 beats per minute or whatever it was, okay? So now what I want to know is how many times faster is the one than the other one? So how many times faster is the cat than the dog? So you're basically solving that equation, the dog's resting heart rate times what number, right, is going to give you the cat's resting heart rate. Okay, so you need to do this 169.7 divided by the 107.3. Okay, and how many times faster that is, I don't know. Let's get this puppy typed in, or this kitty. 169.71 divided by 107.33. And it is about 1.58 times faster. Okay? That should help you get through question number 13 as well.